I've just watched the 11th episode of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, so here's my thoughts on it. This episode started out with Jim and George arguing over the potential of selling Korean tires.
Georgie, what the hell?
Before you get mad.
Too late.
And instead of taking Jim, the boss's advice, Georgie goes behind his back and orders the Korean tires.
You deliberately went behind my back and placed an order.
Which leads to it getting absolutely heated, with Georgie even quitting working for Mr. McAllister.
You are this close from being fired?
Fine. You don't want me here? There's a lot of stores that would welcome my input.
Is that so?
I believe it is, yes.
Well, then there's the door. Good luck to you.
Did not see that one coming.
Adios, amigo.
Of course, this makes the tension in the house crazy high.
Come on, you're family. You know you're gonna have to make up eventually.
Even Connor's picked up on it.
Is it me or is it a little tense in here?
Georgie then does the craziest thing and decides to get a job with Jim's mortal enemy, Fred Fagenbacher.
I don't want a salary, I just want a commission on everything that I sell.
Woo! You got some swagger.
Another tire seller, and you're not gonna believe this, but Audrey's old high school boyfriend.
I used to date Audrey.
The shock on my face was crazy. The tension gets even worse, so Audrey and Mandy devise a plan to end this madness.
This thing with Dad and Georgie, we cannot keep on like this.
Audrey makes a visit to Mr. Fagenbacher's shop to try and persuade him to sack Georgie.
Okay, you've had your fun, but I need you to let Georgie go.
However, she fails to do so. But in doing so, Mr. Fagenbacher then decides to start bad-mouthing Audrey.
You just came by to see what she was missing all these years? Long before she was your mother-in-law, she used to suck on my neck like a vampire.
And we all know Georgie is a family man, so when he hears what Fred is saying about Audrey, he decides to quit his job.
Mr. Fagenbacher, with all due respect, you're being disrespectful.
You got a problem with that?
You quit?
I had to. He said nasty things about your mom.
Phew! That was a close one. Georgie and Jim then make up, and Jim even gives Georgie back his old job.
So you saying you want to come back to work?
You saying you want me to come back?
No. If you want to come back, door's open.
Thank you for this opportunity.
And to Jim's surprise, the Korean tires Georgie and him were arguing over actually sell like hotcakes.
I don't know if you heard, but we've been selling them new Korean tires now. Can't keep them in stock.
So all thankfully ends well. Overall, I thought this episode was a really interesting one. It was nice to see Jim having a confrontation with someone who isn't Audrey. It made his character feel more believable.
Don't be so sure. I got a sister I ain't talked to in 12 years.
This episode also added more evidence as to why Georgie will eventually become the Tire King of Texas.
In less than a year, I increased sales by 18%.
And I really like the backstory as to why Jim has a mortal enemy.
All these years later, it still drives Jim up a wall.
I would say this is one of the better episodes of the series, and with the news that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage will be getting a second season, hopefully it's a sign of good things to come. But anyway, what did you guys think of the episode? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments.
Happy to know.